What if that feeling of déjà vu, of being stuck in a cycle, is more than just coincidence? Scientists like John Wheeler believe that time may not be linear, and that our observations actively shape reality. Modern science reveals that we are constantly influencing and being influenced by the universe. In this video, we're going to explore these subtle signs around us and how to awaken your awareness to perceive this mysterious cycle. After all, the key to escaping this temporal loop might be right in front of you. Imagine time as a giant Ferris wheel turning continuously, where each point represents a moment that repeats. Unlike what most people believe, time doesn't follow a straight line. Instead, it cycles, where the past, present, and future coexist. This could explain that feeling of, "I've lived this before," or "I've been in this situation already." It's like watching a movie on repeat, where scenes cycle back, but our perception makes us believe everything is new. What if, rather than moving from A to B, we're constantly reliving moments, aware or not? Thinking this way, every action, thought, and decision you make is, in some sense, stored within this cycle. Have you ever noticed that some experiences seem to come back around, almost like a déjà vu in your own life? For many, this idea may sound like science fiction, but it challenges linear logic and opens doors to a deeper understanding of our existence. For instance, when you dream of something that feels repetitive, perhaps it's a reflection of this temporal cycle, suggesting that you're revisiting the same point in time. Moreover, understanding time as cyclical can completely shift how we see our choices and their effects. Imagine that each decision isn't just an endpoint, but part of a larger loop that echoes across multiple rounds of this time wheel. In this sense, you're like a time traveler, shaping not only the present but also the past and future, though without realizing it. This perspective raises an intriguing question. Can we alter the cycle? And more importantly, how much of this repetition is really under our control? Have you ever stopped to consider that the reality around you responds to your own consciousness? According to physicist John Wheeler, we live in a participatory universe, where our observations and intentions can influence the very fabric of reality. This concept suggests we are more than mere spectators. We're active creators, shaping time and space with each choice and each focused thought. It's almost as if the universe is waiting for your awareness to fully exist, forming and transforming based on what you choose to observe. It's precisely this power of participation that puts us in a unique position. We're co-creators of our own cycle of time and reality. Think of the experience of looking at something simple, like a tree in the garden. According to this theory, the tree responds to the fact that it's being observed, as if its very existence is somehow linked to the act of you seeing it. On a deeper level, this idea reveals just how much our thoughts and intentions impact reality. The universe is not something distant, but an extension of your own being, where your consciousness functions as a seed of influence. This leads us to reflect on the power we hold to interact with our own timeline. If our choices influence reality, then each intention becomes a key element in this cosmic game. It's an invitation to a life of awareness and purpose, where actions, no matter how small, have the potential to shape even the flow of time itself. But if the universe responds this way to each of us, to what extent do we truly control what happens to us? Have you ever found yourself thinking, "I've lived this before"? This phenomenon, known as déjà vu, may be more than just a fleeting feeling. It could be a clue that we're living in a time loop, revisiting moments we've already experienced. Similarly, precognitive dreams, those in which we anticipate something before it happens, hint that we might have access to fragments of a temporal loop. It's as if a part of our consciousness transcends the present, touching what's yet to come, but somehow already part of our being. For many people, these phenomena are common and even unsettling. Imagine dreaming of a routine event, a conversation, a place, and then, days later, living exactly what you dreamed. This type of experience suggests that time may not be as fixed as we assume. An interesting exercise is to keep a journal of your dreams and déjà vu experiences. This helps reveal patterns and perhaps gain insight into whether we're truly experiencing fragments of a temporal loop. These experiences, as simple as they may seem, can open doors to a deeper understanding of time and our reality. Each déjà vu is like a spark, hinting at something beyond what we see. And if these moments are signs that we're connected to a larger, more expansive version of ourselves, what else might we remember about what's yet to come? Quantum physics introduces us to a series of fascinating experiments that challenge our traditional perception of time and reality. Among them, the delayed choice experiment suggests that events in the past can be altered by what we choose to observe now. In other words, our actions in the present may influence the past. A concept that sounds straight out of science fiction, but is supported by modern physics. This experiment questions the linearity of time and suggests that all moments, past, present, and future, are interconnected in a vast entanglement. Moreover, quantum entanglement proposes that particles separated by vast distances can still influence each other instantaneously. Imagine you and someone on the other side of the world are connected by an invisible force that transcends space and time. This reinforces the idea that we live in a universe where everything is interlinked, even the very threads of time. It's as if the universe were a grand tapestry, where pulling one thread affects the whole, suggesting that our choices have far-reaching implications beyond what we might imagine. These discoveries prompt us to ask, to what extent are we truly bound to a temporal sequence? Perhaps our choices echo in ways we don't yet fully understand, linking not only future events, but also revisiting the past. If quantum mechanics allows such flexibility, what other aspects of our reality could be shaped by our perception and intention? Imagine a black hole as a hidden passageway between 2 points in the universe, capable of bending time and space at a single point of infinite density. The theory is that these cosmic portals, which we call black holes, could even be entrances to so-called wormholes, speculative passages linking different parts of space-time. If such a thing exists, could these cosmic tunnels allow us to travel through time or even escape a temporal loop? These ideas, though theoretical, make us question just how real the limits of time are. Think of wormholes as bridges cutting across the fabric of reality, bringing closer together places and moments that would otherwise be separated by vast distances. In some theoretical experiments, traversing a wormhole might mean a person could move backward or forward in time in an instant. It's almost as if the universe were a massive chessboard, with black holes and wormholes offering shortcuts through the rules of time. And so, the question arises, how much are we truly limited by our linear perception of time? These concepts open doors to fascinating reflections. What if, indeed, there were a way to break free from a temporal loop through a black hole? For those seeking to understand the essence of existence, this theory isn't just an abstract concept. It's a new perspective on freedom within time. But if there were a way to consciously navigate through these loops, what changes might we make in our own lives? Meditating is like tuning into the right frequency to perceive what's really happening around us, including the repetitive cycles and patterns that shape our existence. By delving into consciousness practices such as meditation and lucid dreaming, we gain the ability to observe time from a different perspective, perhaps even sensing hints of a temporal loop. When we enter a state of deep meditation, the mind opens up to perceptions that go unnoticed in the rush of everyday life. It's as if, by quieting our thoughts, we access a deeper layer of reality. Lucid dreaming, for instance, provides a unique space to explore the idea of temporal repetition. By becoming aware within a dream, you can choose how to act, how to experience, and even question whether that moment has already happened before. For those wanting to try this practice, a helpful tip is to keep a dream journal, and before sleep, set the intention to remember details. This can bring a new dimension of understanding to what you experience, revealing insights about patterns and loops in your life. On the other hand, these practices also serve as a kind of mental exercise to expand consciousness and break through limitations. If time is a cycle, then consciously perceiving these patterns can help us disrupt them. And as you connect more deeply with yourself, an inevitable question arises: how far can consciousness lead us in terms of freedom? Imagine an invisible network connecting all minds, with each one influencing the other and contributing to a vast field of collective consciousness. It's as if every individual thought, intention, and experience feeds into a reservoir of shared wisdom and energy. When enough people awaken to a new understanding of reality, this network begins to reflect broader shifts, potentially influencing the very cycle of time. In other words, collective awakening has the power to transform the essence of our existence and even modify the tempo of the time we live in. This idea of an awakened collective consciousness brings an intriguing responsibility. Our actions and thoughts don't just affect us, they resonate far beyond our individual reality. Imagine, for instance, millions of people meditating simultaneously with intentions of peace and harmony. This accumulated energy could not only create a sense of unity, but might even interfere with the cyclical patterns of reality. It's as if the universe itself responds to our frequency, adjusting to align with our collective intentions. This leads to a fascinating question about the purpose of existence. If we are all connected and capable of shaping time and reality together, then each of us holds a unique, essential role in this process. This vision makes us question what we are truly doing with our consciousness and how we might use this connection to create a new perception of time. After all, if we can influence reality collectively, how far could we go in reshaping our own experience? Now that you've delved into the mysteries of time and consciousness, here's the question. What will you do with this knowledge? Knowing that our actions and perceptions can shape the cycle of time opens the door to a new way of living, where every choice matters and each thought reverberates. So why not apply this understanding in your life? Observe patterns more closely, meditate, question what you consider normal, and notice how these insights can transform your reality. And if you want to keep exploring topics like this, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and join this journey of expansion and awareness. Oh, and of course, thank you for watching until the end. If this content helped you in any way, be sure to share it with others. Maybe they're in need of this key to transformation too. And hold on, don't leave just yet. On the final screen, there are 2 incredible videos that will further accelerate your journey of evolution. Don't miss this chance. Click there, and I'll see you in the next video.